Okay, you're at my new studio, Las Molinas, California, Brewer Ranch, the shop, the frozen tundra. It rained about an inch today. Farmers have been complaining, ranchers. Well, they're happy today. Watchmen Way, March 7th, 2020. It's raining. It's a good thing. Uh, Italy places more virus news. Surprise, surprise. Italy places Milan region under quarantine. And the state of New York declares a state of emergency. So basically, Italy now, half of Italy is under quarantine. And they've got, it's crazy, 1,000 cases or something. The Spanish officials quarantine a whole town. British Columbia confirms 6 new cases, or 6 cases, I guess, of the first 6. In the meantime, a 17-day-old infant survives the virus with no medication. I guess her mother had it when she was carrying her, this baby, and born with the virus, survived no medication. What's that tell you? This is the flu. Don't take any medication for this stuff. Don't take a vaccine. Washington, D.C. announces its first case. Here we go. Let me see. Let me go see if I can go through the virus stuff first. There's actually other things going on in the world besides the virus. Imagine that. I'll come back to that one. Rockland, California, Sacramento suburb. Police quarantine a neighborhood. Boy. After a virus death. Port of Los Angeles. Take substantial hit. Well, yeah. Of course they did. They're saying 15%. I think it's crap. One guy just put up a video. I'm not sure which port he was at, but normally you go into like L.A. or Oakland. Now what's the other one down there? San Pedro, I think, in L.A. They're overflowing with containers moving in and out. And I think it might have been Oakland. And I've been to Oakland, and it's like there's trucks lined up sometimes for, God, maybe miles, waiting to offload. It's like a ghost town. And hardly any containers in. Usually those containers are stacked as high as they can stack them all around the shipyard, right? All around the port. No. Not now. Nothing shipping. I talked to somebody last night. This guy has a business. He's a business owner. He's trying to tell me, everything's going to be fine in a month. Stock market's going to be back up in a month. Are you freaking crazy? Oh, yeah, well, the virus is no big deal. Yeah, I know it's no big deal, but look what's happening. China's been shut down for 6 weeks. Listen, this was over 2 or 3 weeks ago. They couldn't afford to be shut down for 1 week. It's record debt in China, record debt around the world. So now you have all of those factories closed in China. Now what's happening is all the other factories around the world that are waiting for parts from China are starting to close. This was over 2 or 3 weeks ago, guys. We cannot recover from this. The economy is coming down. President Trump and God are giving you flashing red lights. Buy silver and Litecoin. Get prepared. Extra food, extra water, medical supplies, ammo, physical silver, and Litecoin. That's the minimum. And then you're going to adjust that from there. It's like, here's another one. Here's another headline on Costco. Epic run on Costco. It's like Mad Max. They ran out of toilet paper. Costco ran out of toilet paper. This is a good thing, guys. You know, it's scaring people to get prepared. I don't care how you get prepared, as long as you get prepared. The smart ones are not only going to have toilet paper, but they're going to have silver and Litecoin too. So that after this is over, when everybody else has been destroyed because they lost all their paper assets, bank accounts, cash, stocks, bonds, annuities, pension funds, Social Security's going, IRAs, 401ks, they're all going down, guys. Anything on paper, going. That's why you have to have physical silver and Litecoin for 2 reasons. One is to protect yourself and your family, the things you've worked for your whole lives, because you're going to end up with nothing if you don't get insurance. And that's what Litecoin and physical silver are. They're insurance against what's coming. You could put 10% of your assets into physical silver and Litecoin and then lose 90% in this coming collapse. I mean, in this collapse that we're in right now, you're going to be money ahead, multiples, maybe 100 times better off by putting 10% into physical silver and Litecoin. You got to do something, guys. Don't miss the boat here. This is world-changing for families. One Litecoin is around $63 today. Some analysts believe it's $3 million by 2024, in 4 years. I think that number is conservative. I think it's going to be more. And I've got 100% of my assets, liquid assets, in physical silver and Litecoin. 60-40. 60% Litecoin, 40% silver. I think Litecoin is going to be have the greatest return on investment of any asset in history, bar none. I don't care what happens in the future. Nothing's going to do as well. Nothing ever has done what this is going to do. Like I said, there are people who are janitors or gardeners that are going to be multi-millionaires in a year, in 4 years for sure. It's all good, guys. Don't miss the boat. Got to protect yourselves. Got to protect your families. Don't put them through this if they don't have to. And listen, I don't think this is going worst case scenario. We always say, prepare for the worst, hope for the best. I think we're going to get the best. But I'm not going to risk my family's safety or security over it. I've got a couple of garage fulls of food and water. I don't think anybody's going to starve in America. I think there's going to be bigger problems around the world. But in America, I think because of President Trump, we're going to be in pretty good shape. But that doesn't mean you're going to have food every day. Because you're talking about shutting down a supply chain that services 320 million Americans. You just can't flip that switch off with nothing lined up and expect that everything's going to go great. Because this is what's going to happen. Credit's going to freeze eventually. You're going to go to work one day. You're going to try and use your credit card to buy some gas on your way to work. It's not going to work. That's when you're going to know. You're going to call your bank and find out that they're taking a holiday and you can't access your account. And then when you can, you're going to be limited to how much you can withdraw from your own account. Look at what happened in Greece. It's happened around the world already. I don't know, 10 countries in the last couple of years. I've been saying for 5 years this was coming. It's here. This is the first one. Looks like the economy's going first, which I said was the best way to go over a year ago. Economy first, then the swamp, and the pedophilia. Or the pedophilia in the swamp. Either way, it's going to be good, because once the economy goes down, you think they're scared now? Making runs on Costco? Wait until the banks close, or they announce that, a martial law because of what's going on in the economy or the virus or whatever they're going to want to do to start it. Take advantage of this. There might not be much time left. There's big stuff going on in Saudi Arabia. Over 20 high-ranking princes and military officers have been arrested in Saudi Arabia. I think it might have been yesterday, which hour last night, and today, I think. It's the same kind of thing that happened after Vegas. Remember that? That was a Saudi operation there. Saudi CIA, I think. Anyway, it could be the swamp going down. It could be the start. We'll see. I think we're going to know. Again, guys, they're saying Obama on the 12th. And now they got Saudi Arabia running around on the 9th. What's today? Or the 7th? The 12th is next week. It would make perfect sense. I told you, it's a worldwide swamp draining. Pay attention, guys. We're very close. Don't miss this last opportunity to get your extra little bit of prepping, your extra Litecoin, your extra silver, whatever you're going to do. And remember, this just isn't for us. This is for the future. This is for building the foundation of the revival of God's church, the way. I'll talk about that in a little bit again. But don't miss the boat. You can do all this tonight over the phone for most of it. Do what you have to do. Here's something else that isn't helping. Experts predict every hospital bed in America will be filled with virus patients by May 8th. So what are we at? March? About 2 months. They're saying in 2 months, every hospital bed in America will be filled. Again, mostly virus patients. We'll see how that plays out. I wouldn't doubt it. That doesn't mean that this is much different than the flu, guys. It just means that they're putting a lot of people in the hospitals. Maybe they don't need to be in the hospitals. When a 17-day-old infant survives the coronavirus with no medication, I'm not very worried about it. Anybody that's healthy should not be worried about the coronavirus. It is 100% survivable by healthy people. Now, obviously, if your immune system is compromised, you're a different case. But for most Americans, this is no big deal. Oh my God. A hotel in China that was being used to house quarantine victims, virus victims, collapses. They don't have a death toll, but like 70, they say, are trapped, which means that might be the death toll. These, and I don't know, it wasn't like it was 50 stories tall, but it was a multiple story building. You're not good if you're on the bottom floor. But they got the virus, and now their hospitals are collapsing. Because I'll tell you, I don't know if I'd ever go to China. They got a lot of buildings collapse over there. They aren't as stringent on their inspections and codes as we are. So they got problems popping up all over. Uh, OPEC is probably dead. Um, that whole thing. There's another one. You know, the oil industry's been subsidized the last 10 years with all this free money. Now they've got to compete. The problem now is Saudi Arabia, to break even, and this is one reason, is because Saudi Arabia has been gone way overboard on their social programs. Saudi Arabia needs $85 a barrel to break even and keep their bills paid. Russia needs 20. America's close to that, probably 85, but it's over 50 for sure to break even. Now, this is not counting all their BS financial gimmicks to make it look like their books are really better than they are. We're talking about now honest, what it really is, what the numbers really are. We can't compete. We can't get anywhere near $20 a barrel because we're mostly in shale now. And it costs a lot more money to get it. Well, when they were throwing money away, they were throwing money at these oil companies, the banks, free money. Yeah, they could compete. They just subsidized it. They can't do that anymore. They're out of money. You can't keep going, guys. It was like this guy last night. I don't know. People just think could you do this? I mean, just think about this. It doesn't work. You can't print money forever that has no value, that's not gold backed, that's a fiat currency like the US dollar. You can't just keep printing it and think that you're not going to run into hyperinflation. It's happened every single time in history. There have been over 2,000 fiat currencies. They're all gone. The average lifespan is 34 years. The US dollar is at 49. It's only lasted this long because it's been propped up, because it's been the world reserve currency. It's not going to be, probably not much longer. It probably won't be by the end of the year. We'll see. But all of these things, guys, are pointing to I've been saying there are at least 50 triggers that can bring this whole thing down. I'm telling you, the coronavirus has already done it. Now, is something going to come along that's going to shorten that time frame between when the banks close or everybody understands that this is over? There's not much time left. Again, we're at the 9th. They're saying the gold-backed currency's coming out on the 30th. They're saying Obama's going down on the 12th. I'm saying this month. The economy's going down. And if it's not this month, it's really close. It's, it can't go on forever, guys. It's a mathematical certainty. There's no way around this. Mathematically. You just can't do it. And everybody in the world knows it now. At least the powers that be around the world know it. And you're seeing the moves they're making. Watch the silver prices go up, and the gold prices go up, and the crypto prices go up. And then one day, instead of going up $5 or $10 a day, they're going to double or triple. And that's when you're not going to be able to buy it anymore because nobody's going to be selling. When it goes up like that, people want to sell at the top. You're not going to sell if it's going up $5 a day unless you absolutely have to. You're going to get bits and pieces out there, right? But the people who have lots of it, who don't need to sell any off, you're not going to ever see that. Not for years. It's not going to come out. My Litecoin, I don't ever plan to crack out for a year or two at least. And probably not till 4 or 5 years. I've got silver. The longer you hold it, the more it's going to be worth. So that's why you should get more than, a few. Get as much as you can. Here's the bottom line for you. How much do you want the banks to steal from you? That's the question you need to answer. Because whatever you leave in the bank, you're not getting back. Because these banks are eventually going to close, and anything they've got in them, they're keeping. And the laws allow them to keep it. Our deposits are considered loans to the bank, which means we go to the bottom of the list of creditors when they go belly up, which means you're not going to get anything at the end. Pennies on the dollar at best. Uh, Okay. Before I forget, I've missed this the last couple of days. We've got the 1 week way challenge. So, as all of you regulars know, for the new people, about 6 weeks ago, God called me again. Called me originally in 2014 to be a watchman. 8 weeks ago, He called me to lead the revival. Me and the watchman to lead the revival of His church, of God's church. The church that Jesus taught 2,000 years ago, called the Way. The Way was never adopted by the powers that be because they couldn't control the Way. There's no priest, there's no pope, there's no hierarchy, there's no buildings. The donations don't go to another country. Donations go from the donors directly into the hands of the needy. You tell the truth every time. You do the right thing every time. You live your life in the service of others. You treat other people with respect. This is the purest form of religion in the world. God wants it ready for the collapse of the Catholic Church, which is coming in 2020. I got a lot of guys out there that are screaming and yelling about we're trying to tear down the Catholic Church. Listen, I was raised Catholic. I was an altar boy. I went to parochial school. But when I was 12 years old, I realized how corrupt the Catholic Church was, as well as elements in our government. Satanic pedophiles. The Pope is a satanic pedophile. Most of the Vatican is going to be cleaned out, and most of them are probably going to be executed for murdering children. They torture and murder children for the adrenochrome. They drain their blood after they torture them, because torturing raises the adrenochrome levels in their blood, and they think when they drink that blood, they get a high from it, and it makes them live longer. That's what's going on. That's what's coming out. How long do you think the Catholic Church is going to survive when the Pope resigns and he makes a statement that 50% of the priests in the world today are pedophiles? How long? Have you seen some of the statements he's been making the last few weeks? This is close. He's making statements that he would have been hung for 50 years ago. When I was a kid, he's saying that, I'm 99% sure he said this, that Jesus is the son of Satan. That's coming from the Pope. The Catholic Church is coming down this year, and God wants the way ready to receive those hundreds of millions of Catholic souls that are going to be looking for a place of comfort and a place where they can get answers. God says that the Way is going to be the biggest religion in the world by 2040. 20 years. You want to live a better life? You want to live your life in the service of others? You're at the right place. I am willing to debate anyone, anywhere on these issues. God's not happy with the church. Any church. They have been corrupted by man. 501c3s, the government telling the churches what to say. Churches who are 501c3 can't preach against abortion? Are you kidding me? How do you think God feels about that? He's not happy. God's not happy how we use the Bible to attack each other. The Way is pure. You can't knock it. There's not one thing about the Way that you can knock. I'm here. I'm ready to debate. I've put this challenge out. It's been out there for a couple of months now. Haven't had one taker because you can't debate it. The reason the elites never allowed it was because they knew they were in trouble. They couldn't divide and conquer us. Where are they going to divide us? We're together. We're all the church. The church is everywhere. That's the way. That's why it's going to be the number one religion in the world, because people are starved for something like this. You can't imagine the number of Christians I talk to every week who are leaving their churches because of the way their fellow parishioners behave, because of the way they act holier than thou, using the Bible to attack their supposed friends. That's not how it's supposed to work. We're supposed to be working together to get through this. This isn't supposed to be them versus us in our own church. But that's how they try and split us. I mean, that's the Bible. Learn the history of the Bible. The biggest lesson I can teach you is to use your critical thinking skills. Question everything, including me. Prove me wrong. That's what you should be trying to do if you don't agree with what I'm saying. Prove me wrong. You can't. Because the way is the church that Jesus taught 2,000 years ago. That's a fact. That's a historical fact. And it was never adopted. When was the Bible written? I can't tell you. I don't think I've talked to a Christian in the last 2 years that could tell me where the Bible came from. Yet they're beating their friends and neighbors with it. The Bible was assembled in 330 AD by Emperor Constantine, an emperor, a guy who would be a globalist today. They did not have our best interest at heart. When they've created and manipulated these religions, they do not have our best interest at heart. Just ask the 85,000 ministers and preachers in America who are on the clergy response team for FEMA, who are being paid to sell out their flocks. They were being paid to turn their flocks into FEMA camps, to get their flocks to turn themselves into FEMA camps. Quoting Romans 13, all authority comes from God. So anybody who has authority must be guided by God, and we must obey. That's what they're trying. That's what they're going to try and sell their parishioners, to get them to turn themselves in. This is a fact. It's all coming out. You can research that right now. That's all over the internet. People don't know about it because you're not going to see it on CNN. Everything that's coming is for our good. It's for the good of the people. And when I'm talking about the people, I'm talking about the people, the middle class, the real people, not the 1%ers, who this whole world has been slanted to favor. It's a rigged game, guys. I was talking to a guy yesterday. His degree's in finance and economics. And he's complaining about, I can't find a job, and I just can't. No, you can't get ahead, and there's no opportunities out there. Yeah, and you're going to blame that on President Trump? This system was corrupt from the beginning. This has been going on for 100 years. The system was created to fail, ultimately. It's what they want. Look at Agenda 21. It's on the UN website. Bush 41 signed the treaty in 91 or 92. It calls for a population of 500 million. In that treaty, it was in year 2100. But that's 80 years. The population is 7.5 billion. How do you lose 7 billion people in 80 years without murdering a bunch of them? You don't. That's what you got to do. It's all at an end, guys. These same people saying that President Trump is a shill for the elite or the big corporations are idiots. Because President Trump in 3 years destroyed everything it took the globalists 300 years to build. And you think he's working for them? It's ignorance. Do your homework. And I know the Watchmen, you guys are on this, but we got to wake up the people that aren't aware of what's been going on. Because you can't, you got to understand the big picture. If you're not seeing the big picture, you're not going to get this. You know, you got to get above this thing. So you can see all the moving pieces and how they interact. I mean, something happens in China is going to have an effect around the world. And we're going to see it firsthand. Be prepared. Oh, so the way 1 week challenge, or the 1 week way challenge. Try living the way for a week. Tell the truth every time. Do the right thing every time. Live your life in the service of others for a week. Treat others with respect. Try it for a week. See how it changes your life. It's amazing, guys. Try it. I mean, one day got me. Okay, let's see. What do we got for questions here? Susan, what's up? Helen, Dallas, Cynthia, Tommy, Mike, Cynthia. So is this picture coming in better than it has the last couple of days, guys? Lisa, it looks better, but you know it's hard for me to tell. Trevor, how you doing? Christine. Okay, mortgages. Cynthia's asking about mortgages. So eventually, guys, they're going to have to do a reset. They might try to do a partial reset, but it's not going to work. Eventually, they're going to have to do a complete reset. And basically what that means is everything gets wiped out. All debt is wiped out. Nobody owes anybody anything. If you live in your house that you have a mortgage on, or you're driving a car that you've got a loan on, you're going to own that property free and clear. Now, you're going to lose your pension. You're going to lose your bank account. You're going to lose your stocks, your bonds. Like I said, anything on paper you're going to lose. If you're prepared for this, this is going to be the best deal you ever got in your life. Because you're getting a warning about what to buy at a time when you can still buy it and recoup 100 times what you're going to lose if you've got enough assets, enough liquid assets to use right now. So, I'm going to say again, get as much as you can. You know, somebody asked me a few months ago, now how much should I get? And she had some pretty good assets, you know, a couple $100,000. As much as you can. You gonna let the banks have it? And, well, I don't need that much. No, but you look what you can do with that. And the light bulb went on for her. They're going to be able to do a ton of good with what they've just done. And the same with all of us, guys. You know, most of us are just middle class, working stiffs, you know. We can change the world. There has never been a time in history where one person can have the impact, either by buying a lot of these assets, silver and Litecoin, or by getting others to buy silver and Litecoin. I don't even want to speculate on the impact we're going to have, but it's going to be huge because we've got thousands of people buying silver and Litecoin. It's going to change, could probably change America, change where we are at the other side of this, right? When we get through this little rough patch, think about having thousands, maybe tens of thousands of people with silver and Litecoin that's going to equate to billions of dollars. The Watchmen, I think, we're gonna oversee not just the rebuilding the foundation, but we're gonna have, I think, billions of dollars to work with to do that, to do good around the world. When I'm talking about building the foundation, I'm basically talking about paying it forward, because we're not putting it into buildings unless we're building something for the homeless, unless we're putting on a roof for somebody who needs one, doing yard work. I mean, it's endless, the things that are going to need to be done, and that we're going to be able to accomplish this. We're going to end homelessness in America and then the world. We're going to end hunger in America and then the world. We can do all these things, especially with the new technology. Well, the old technology that's going to be revealed as new. Zero-point energy, anti-gravity technology, cures to every ailment known to man. We're headed into the greatest transfer of wealth in human history, man's greatest age. 1,000 years of peace and prosperity. There's nothing to fear. There's nothing to worry about. The question is, where are you going to be in this? Are you going to be someone who's draining the system? Are you going to be someone who's contributing to making the world a better place? Because those are your choices right now. If you're hearing this message, you've got a choice to make. Are you going to be a lamb and wait for the lions to take care of you? Or are you going to be a lion and take care of the lambs? That's the question. Which one are you going to be? I know what I'm going to be. No, so here's the real deal on the virus, guys. The virus is an engineered event. Listen, China is really big on saving face. They do not want to be blamed, and this is kind of a dicey area here, but being blamed because of the virus, something they couldn't control, supposedly, is different than their economy collapsing and then bringing down the world economy. That's what they don't want. The virus gives them that cover. It gives them the cover to say, oh, it's because of the virus. And that's why they shut everything down. Because they could have got through this without shutting everything down. But now we had to shut it down because of the virus. And unfortunately, that caused the collapse of the worldwide economy. We had to do it to save the world. I'm not buying it. Nobody that in the know is buying it. Everybody knows. They were saying a month ago this came from a lab in Wuhan, China. 1,000 feet from ground zero, which was a seafood market there. And this isn't a bad thing for us. It's not a bad thing for President Trump, because President Trump's going to be able to do the same thing. It's not me. It's China and the virus. Guys, it doesn't make any difference. It's good for President Trump. Let the Chinese save face. This is good. This is a mathematical certainty to happen. Really doesn't make any difference what the trigger is. Not to us. Do we care? I could care less. However much time we have between right now and when this all blows up, we need to keep pushing. Every person matters. We need to try and reach out every day, take advantage of this time. This is a gift from God. This warning is a gift from God. This extra time is a gift from God. Let's use it wisely. Danielle, how you doing? I don't know that it's so much. Well, here's what it is going to be. I think they're going to declare in America martial law because of the virus. They're going to use that as an excuse. But really, that martial law is for the swamp takedown. Because I don't think we need a martial law for the flu. We'll see how it plays out. Danielle just got a friend on board who's out prepping right now. Good job, Danielle. You're excused for being late. Yeah, okay, and she's even prepping her beers. Good to know, Danielle. Thank you for that. Kathleen, how you doing? Lori, hello. Joe, what's up? William, how you doing? Joy, hello. Yeah, I know. I just talked about Kathleen. I'm sure you heard. The way, the truth, the life. Yeah, that's a good policy. This is a good lesson from Danielle. Don't debate your mentor. Good thinking, Danielle. Earthquake in Arizona? Danielle? Is that what you're saying? AX? I'm not sure what state that is. Oh, there you go. Tunnels blown out? That could be. Listen, the earthquakes on the 4th and 5th of July, guys, were not earthquakes. Those were attacks on the deep state. It's all going to come out. Won't go into it now, but that's what Danielle's talking about. It could be, Danielle. Because, Arizona's not really a hotbed for earthquakes. JC, how you doing? Yeah, so is the signal better tonight, guys? It seems like it is. It's cold out here, but, we can deal with it. And it's supposed to be 70 this week, so probably tomorrow. Got a rainbow, too. Yeah, including the Vatican. The Vatican was raided at the end of last year, I think. It might have been the first part of this year. Can't remember. I think last year. It's all coming out, guys. The way is the only way. That's right, David. How you doing? Paula, hello. Keith is saying, thank God for blessing us with the greatest president of all time, Donald J. Trump. Couldn't agree more. God is guiding and protecting President Trump. There's no question. He is anointed. Yeah, I know, guys. Yeah. Millions, they sent millions of kids to school to bury them in debt for jobs that aren't there. That's this kid I was talking to yesterday. I say kid, like I said, he's probably 30, but he's got a degree. Had a good job, got downsized, and for over a year hasn't been able to find a job. Yeah, Bernie and Biden equal 0. Maybe less than 0. It could be a negative. Becky, how you doing? Yeah, Becky, I'm in Bruce's shop, just so you know. Tessie, how you doing? Good job, Tessie. Keep doing that. Danielle was just recognized as President Trump's biggest fan. He now sees her post at the top of his feed. Well, maybe plug the Watchmen a little bit. Good job, Danielle. Kathleen, good job. Exactly the way to think, Kathleen. I'm proud of you. We all are going to be known for being humanitarians, guys. All about putting others first. Gene is getting his wife red pilled. That's a tough one. I couldn't do it. Yeah, New York state of emergency. Thanks to Cuomo. Good job, Cuomo. What is it? His kid? That CNN? He's not going to be around very long either. Good job, Tessie. Keep going. 5.6. That's a big one for Arizona. That rainbow is God. Yeah, got the rain, got the cows, dog, horses. This is a real ranch, guys. Randy, how you doing? Who's this? Danielle's up for a big promotion. Good luck, Danielle. Angela, how are you? Thank you, Danielle. I know you do. Very good, Danielle. Okay, that's all the questions. Let's see where we're in time. Okay. Okay, guys. Remember, time is short. Use your time wisely. Think about this. We're changing people's lives every day. Every single one matters. Let's keep this going until the very end. Keep pushing. Every day. Do what you can. And it's working because we're getting people every single day. My phone's ringing off the hook. It's a good thing. Okay, guys, I'm cold. I'm going to wrap it up there. Remember, fear not. God and President Trump are 1,000% in control. We'll see you tomorrow night at 5 Pacific. God bless.